This week on Africa Update, Sierra Leone, Niger thrown into mourning as fire kill hundreds, including children. United Nations says at least 16 staff dependents detained in Ethiopia. Few weeks after UK, France officially signs over artworks taken from ex-colony Benin. Plus, Guinea begins vaccinating children against COVID-19. Hello and welcome to Africa Update, the very first edition of the program. I am Ayuba. Thank you for joining. We begin in Sierra Leone, where at least 130 people were killed and more than 100 others injured in Freetown when a fuel tanker exploded following a collision, according to local authorities. Emergency crews worked to clear the scene on Saturday in Freetown's eastern suburb of Wellington, where a burnt body and the blackened shells of cars and motorbikes blocked the road following the crash. Victims included people who had flocked to collect fuel leaking from the ruptured vehicle, reports say. Videos shared online shortly after the explosion showed people running through clouds of thick smoke as large fires lit up the night sky. Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio on Sunday declared 3 days of national mourning from Monday to Wednesday for the 131 lives lost in the fuel tanker explosion. Large numbers of people attended a mass burial on Monday, where some 75 unidentifiable bodies were laid to rest in a cemetery that also holds victims of the 2014-2015 Ebola outbreak and a 2017 mudslide, the country's worst natural disaster, which killed more than 1,100 people. And now at least 25 primary school children were killed when their thatched roof classrooms caught fire in southern Niger, the Council of Ministers said in a statement. 14 more children were injured, including 5 in a critical condition, the statement said. The school is in the town of Maradi, more than 600 kilometers east of the capital, Niamey. Regional Director of Education, Mamman Ndi, says classes have been suspended and 3 days of mourning declared in Maradi. 20 preschool children were killed in April this year in Niamey. The Council of Ministers said that following the 2 incidents, preschool classes must not hold in straw roof huts. Now, at least 18 people were killed on Sunday in an artisanal gold mine collapse in southern Niger, the local mayor said on Monday. The disaster took place in the southern Maradi region near the border with Nigeria. The death toll is likely to rise, said Adomo Goro, mayor of the commune of Dan Isa. About 13 Nigerians have also been feared dead in the incident. Artisanal miners often use old-fashioned and unregulated methods of digging, leading to frequent deadly accidents. Increasing demand for metals and rising prices have triggered a boom in small-scale mining in poor countries around the world in recent years. The activity is common across much of West Africa. Now, at least 16 United Nations staff and dependents have been detained in Ethiopia capital Addis Ababa, a UN spokesperson said on Tuesday, amid reports of widespread arrests of ethnic Tigrayans. The state-appointed Ethiopian Human Rights Commission said on Sunday it had received many reports of arrest of Tigrayans in the capital, including elders and mothers with children. Police have denied making ethnically motivated arrests, saying that they are only targeting supporters of the rebellious Tigrayan forces fighting the central government. Fasika Fanta, spokesperson for the Addis Ababa police and government spokesman Legis Tulu, told Reuters they had no information on the arrest of UN staff. The U.S. State Department said Washington finds the reports of arrests of UN staff members concerning, adding that harassment and detention of the basis of the ethnicity is completely unacceptable.
These are United Nations staff members. They're Ethiopians. They are UN staff members, and we would like to see them released.
Staying with Ethiopia, the African Union and the United States see a small window of opportunity to end fighting in Ethiopia. they said on Monday, as the United Nations warned that the risk of Ethiopia spiraling into a widening civil war is only too real. The AU envoy for the Horn of Africa, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, and UN Political Affairs Chief Rosemary DiCarlo both briefed the UN Security Council. Speaking from Ethiopia, Obasanjo expresses hope that a program to indicate how to achieve humanitarian access and a withdrawal of troops that satisfy all the parties will be drawn. The U.S. State Department also said on Monday that Washington believes that there is a small window to work with the AU to make progress on ending the conflicts as U.S. envoy for the Horn of Africa, Jeffrey Feldman, returned to Addis Ababa. Now, fighting between the army and a group of armed men in eastern Congo forced some 11,000 people to flee across the border into Uganda in the last few days, the United Nations said on Tuesday. Congo's army said on Monday that it had recovered 2 villages near the eastern border with Uganda and Rwanda after they were seized on Sunday by fighters from the M23 rebel group, though they denied involvement. The UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, said the influx into Uganda on Monday was the largest single-day surge in more than a year for a nation already hosting more refugees than any other in Africa. M23 has been largely inactive since capturing swatches of territory during the insurrection in 2012-2013. UN investigators have previously accused Rwanda and Uganda, which intervened military in Congo during 2 regional wars 2 decades ago, of supporting the M23. Both countries have denied this year. You're watching Africa Update. Coming up after the break. Few weeks after UK France officially signs over artworks taken from ex-colony Benin. Join us again for more details.
Le FOCAC veut travailler sur les 3 années à venir en termes de perspective. Sur les 3 années à venir, nous allons à partir de données réelles de la situation de nos pays, de ce que la Chine peut apporter à la solution de nos problèmes, sur le plan économique, sur le plan de la résilience de nos économies après la pandémie, sur le plan du soutien à la santé après la pandémie, tout en continuant de relancer tous ces grands programmes dans les infrastructures pour lesquelles la Chine est à nos côtés. la Chine peut servir d'exemple pour des pays comme le Sénégal et les autres pays africains. Pensez effectivement qu'en 100 ans, on a fait faire un bond extraordinaire à son pays en termes de développement économique, en termes d'épanouissement de son peuple. Cela veut dire que c'est possible. C'est possible pour nous aussi de le faire. Et c'est pour ça que je dis que la Chine doit pouvoir nous servir d'exemple par rapport à l'engagement que les dirigeants d'un peuple peuvent avoir pour sortir leur peuple des difficultés.
Thanks for staying with us. This is Africa Update. Now let's have another look at some of the main stories again. Sierra Leone, Niger thrown into mourning as fire kill hundreds, including children. United Nations says at least 16 staff dependents detained in Ethiopia. Moving on, Benin's President Patrice Talon signed an agreement on Tuesday to take back from France 26 artworks seized from the former French colony in the 19th century and said he hoped it will pave way for more cultural treasures to be handed back. The 26 artworks were taken in 1892 from Benin's palaces of Abomey, today a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and have been on display in a museum in Paris alongside thousands of other artifacts taken from Africa during colonial rule. They will now be handed back, but they are only some of the 5,000 works whose return Benin is seeking. The handover masks a milestone in the years-long fight by African countries to recover works taken by Western explorers and colonizers at a time when numerous European institutions are grappling with the cultural legacies of colonialism. And now a Sudanese court ordered the country's 3 main telecommunications providers to restore internet access as the country entered its 16th day of an internet blackout following a coup by military leaders on October 25th. While some Sudanese users have managed to find a connection, the online blackout has made it difficult for most people to communicate, particularly with those outside the country. A judge ordered Zain, MTN, and local provider Sudanese to restore internet services immediately, according to lawyer Abdulazim Hassan, who raised a complaint on behalf of the Sudanese Consumer Protection Society. About 8 hours after the court order, there was no sign of internet services returning. The blackout was also affecting camp residents economically by making it impossible for them to request or receive money from family abroad, Rogel said. In a tweet, the U.S. Agency for International Development called the blackout a violation of international law. Now, Guinea will begin vaccinating children aged 12 to 17 against COVID-19 with a consignment of Pfizer and Moderna vaccines on Wednesday, the health ministry said. Most African countries have been reliant on the COVAX vaccine sharing initiative for doses and have inoculated only a small fraction of their populations. Guinea received a quantity of Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines in late October and early November, the National Agency for Health Security said in a statement. It did not say how many doses were received or from where. The country previously received 194,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine from the Global COVAX initiative and supplemented that with vaccines purchased and donated from China. And now finally, on a sad note, South Africa's last white president, Frederick Willem de Klerk, died on Thursday, leaving a final apology via video for crimes against other ethnic groups during decades of apartheid. De Klerk died aged 85 after a battle with cancer. He won praise worldwide for his role in scrapping apartheid and shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Mandela in 1993. The following year, Mandela won South Africa's first multi-racial elections with his African National Congress. President Cyril Ramaphosa paid tribute to de Klerk's role in South Africa's transition to democracy. Mandela's foundation said de Klerk will forever be linked to Nelson Mandela in the annals of South African history. However, de Klerk's role in the transition from minority white rule remains controversial.
I apologized for the pain and the indignity that apartheid has brought to persons of color in South Africa.
With that, we wrap up Africa Update for this week. Join us again next week for another edition of the program. You can also follow us across all social media handles and click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel for more. I am Ayubelia. Thank you for watching.
Ooh, victorious we are, hey, victorious, ooh, victorious we are. To those who stand now in Wuhan, to all citizens of Chungwa, to all humankind around the world, unite we stand and nothing can break us, no. Jaya, Chungwa, Jaya, unite.
Abe Simon, an artist from Cameroon, improvised his hip-hop style song while washing dishes to cheer for Wuhan and Chinese people who suffered a lot from the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020.
Je m'appelle Abbé Simon Romuald, je suis africain, voilà, je viens de l'Afrique, je suis né au Cameroun, jazz, funk, j'ai un peu touché à tout, donc danseur, chorégraphe et auteur-compositeur de musique.
Abe Simon now lives and works in Beijing. He has not only built his career, but also married a Chinese lady there.
我叫蒋可玉，来自贵州。我呢是24岁到的喀麦隆，当时就是去给他们建国家舞团。
China and Cameroon have established a strong and long-lasting friendship. In 2005, after graduating from Beijing Dance Academy, Jiang Keyu was sent to Cameroon to recruit and train outstanding dance talent for the country's national ballet. During her stay in Cameroon, she met Simon and started a romance that has lasted for more than a decade.
Puis j'ai eu la chance de partir au Ballet National du Cameroun, où je me suis formé en danse contemporaine, classique et danse traditionnelle d'Afrique.
所以他22岁，其实在他们国家已经是一个小明星，但是他后来告诉我说，为什么他要来国家舞团？因为他觉得，如果他不依靠政府，或者是说不依靠一个深造的机会的话，可能他现在也走不到今天这样。
However, coming from different backgrounds, they encountered many problems and difficulties.
因为其实我到喀麦隆最初的时候，我也是有很多恐惧在里边的，因为你不熟悉。
In 2009, Jiang Keyu returned to China after accomplishing her tasks in Cameroon, while Simon went to France at the invitation of a director. However far apart they are, Simon and Jiang couldn't suppress their feelings for each other. Several years later, Simon decided to settle down in Beijing.
12年我们去贵阳嘛，但那个时候他决定求婚了之后，不是11年嘛？我是差不多到了年底我才告诉我父母的。然后我们是12年10月份结的婚。Simon 现在在学写中文嘛，不是说为了迎合我爸，他也是因为受到我爸的很大的影响。我爸给他听音乐，给他听中国的传统的那个民间音乐，比如说二胡啊，然后那个什么小叉呀，然后什么鼓啊，就这样。
Et il m'a donc fait découvrir des anciennes musiques chinoises. On a passé toute la nuit à écouter des musiques chinoises en fait. Donc j'ai découvert beaucoup de musiques chinoises avec lesquelles j'ai décidé de faire un spectacle en fait en réalité, qui est en voie de création en fait.
The cultural exchanges have not only brought Simon closer to his wife's family, but also injected a new inspiration into his artistic creation.
C'est toi le dur. C'est comment?
Simon is very talented artist. We have like at least 10 songs.
Very dynamic.
Let me lose control, come on!
Donc tu peux la musique.
Je souhaite à la Chine un avenir meilleur, à l'Afrique un avenir meilleur aussi et radieux, et je souhaite à la collaboration chino-africaine, camerounaise en particulier, un avenir magnifique.